Sitting Shiva by Erin, illustrated by Michelle Theodore. He covered all the mirrors. He won't shave for a month. It helps him think about how he feels instead of how he looks. Already his cheeks are scratchy like sand. Daddy and I have put away the couch cushions and sit on the wooden frame. It's uncomfortable on purpose, so we are as low to the ground as we feel. He had to rip the shirt he wore to the funeral. It's how everyone knows he's sad and angry. We light birthday candles to celebrate another year of life, but a Yazide candle is the opposite. It's lit to remember someone who has died. Its flame will quiver, then flicker out on its own after a week. I don't want anyone to come over, I tell Daddy. We're sitting Shiva, Jenny, he said. It's not the time to be alone. I'm not coming down, I say. I want to be alone. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, neighbors, and family friends, they all come, their arms filled with platters of food and bakery boxes. I watch them from my bedroom window. There is only one person's food I want to eat, one face I want to see. I reach for the blanket she knit for me and wrap it around my shoulders like a cape. I thought I'd feel superhero strong in it. Instead, I feel tired under its weight. I close my eyes and hear her voice, soft like fleece, reading me a book. I remember how she ran her fingers through my hair, from top to tip. I'd curl up next to her like a kitten and fall asleep. I hear a laugh like hers, a twinkling above the noise downstairs. I peek out of the door. Aunt Sarah waves me down. She looks so much like her, sounds like her too. I snuggle into her arms while she talks about how they play dress up as girls. The story feels like my blanket keeping me warm. Will you play with me? Asks my cousin Jack. Daddy is smiling with his cousins, so it seems okay to play with mine. I don't know if I remember how to laugh, but maybe there are some things you never forget. I see my friend Valerie. She squeezes my hand. I feel like a kite attached to a string. I didn't know friendship could make you feel so safe. The smell of pizza fills the front hall. Hey, Jenny, says my neighbor Dylan. I hope you're hungry. My stomach is rumbling, and the pizza is from my favorite place. I want to tell Daddy it's nice to have visitors. Everyone is here to take care of us, to help us remember. But where is he? I run upstairs. Daddy, I call. I burst into his office, then the playroom. Daddy, I yell louder. Daddy! My room is empty too, and my blanket is gone. Finally, I find him. He's sitting on the edge of the bed all alone. His eyes are glassy, like my bear's, and the clutches my blanket tight. I climb onto his lap and stack it around us. It's like she's here, giving us a hug. We hold each other and cry together. Let's go, I say after a while. It's not the time to be alone. A note about grief. When a Jewish person dies, friends and relatives grieve together for 7 days. Men aren't allowed to shave, mirrors in the Shiva house are covered, and mourners put a rip in their clothes to symbolize their grief. A Yazide candle burns for a week in honor of the person who died. This is called the Shiva, a tradition that began thousands of years ago. The Shiva is a time to be sad, to share memories, to talk about the loved one, to be comforted and nourished by friends and family. Every religion has its own ways of mourning death. In the Hindu faith, people are surrounded by their families when they die. Bodies are cremated and the ashes are scattered in a special or holy place. In the Islamic faith, the body is cleaned, wrapped in special clothing, and buried. A special prayer is said. In the Christian faith, there's a funeral and memorial service where people talk about the person who died and what they're going to miss about them. What every faith has in common is the idea of community. When someone dies, people bring food, they talk, they gather. People have a need to care for each other, and the mourning process gives people that chance to care. The end.